statement of Maria Rohde regarding being forgotten. Original statement given 14th of March 2021. Jonathan Sims recording, Head Archivist of the Magnus Institute, London. Statement begins. Look at me. See my eyes, my face. Remember it, please, I'm begging you. Remember me if you can for more than a passing moment as I step out the door of these archives. You won't remember me. How could you, when even my own mother... My name is Maria Rohde. I'm sure you'll forget that too. Your eyes will slide over the letters and you'll frown and think of a dull smear where a face once was, just like a million other bland faces you see on your way to wherever it is you hustle in the mornings. They all blend and combine and the individual is forgotten. I am forgotten. I do not remember what the man looked like. He seemed to me utterly unremarkable, so much like any other face you see. He might have had brown hair, which might have hung just a bit too low over his eyes. Then again, he might have not. He might have had eyes that stare out through that half curtain of hair with a dull look. Then again, he might have not. I met him on the tube. It was late, and somehow I found myself on a car by myself for several stops. I've always liked being alone. At least, I thought so. I certainly seemed to like it then, nothing but the clattering of the train on the tracks and the noise of my own thoughts. I don't remember what station he got on at. He must have gotten on at some point, because he wasn't there before, but then he was. Just sitting there. Worse, seemingly looking right at me. Or maybe through me. I was creeped out, I'll admit it. I have a long enough train ride that I had already gotten quite used to my solitude, and now I had a strange man looking at me. It's enough to creep anyone out, right? He just looked so strange, almost sad, as if trying to remember happier days. "Do I bother you?" he asked. His voice was quiet, and his tone had that same sad tinge. Feeling awkward, I rushed to make my excuses, explaining that I simply preferred to be alone. At that, he gave me a strange look. I still don't know what it was, but those words seemed to spark something in him. I remember what he said next clearly because of how strange it seemed. He said, "I should have seen that you too were touched by Forsaken." I asked him what he meant, but he simply shook his head and stood. The doors opened and he wished me luck before leaving me alone. I was shaken, I'll be the first to admit, but I didn't think any more of it, not until later. It was small things at first. The barista at my local coffee place looked a touch confused when I greeted him by name. Neighbors smiled awkward smiles when I waved to them. It wasn't until I went to visit my mother, though, that I realized fully what had happened. When she opened the door, there was no smile of recognition, no warm hug of greeting, only a quizzical look and a, "Can I help you?" "Mom, it's me," I laughed, but she only looked concerned. When I broke down crying, the woman who was my mother invited me in for a cup of tea out of sympathy or concern, I don't know which. As I walked through the familiar halls, I searched the pictures for any record of me. Every single one was empty. Several were seemingly photos of walls or other plain backgrounds. The woman who was my mother was perfectly courteous, but there was no trace of recognition in her face. It wasn't long before I left, shaking. I was alone in the world. I spent the next few days just lying in bed. What could I do? I was forgotten by everyone in my life. I am forsaken. Please, please, I don't know how to fix this. I don't like being alone anymore. Not like this. Statement ends. Not much to go off of here. Miss Rohde has been impossible to track down for follow-up. The contact sheet for her included with the statement was blank. I would chalk it up to incompetence, but, well, there is the matter of the birth certificate. Miss Rohde provided us with the most curious copy of what she claimed was her birth certificate, but where her name should be was blank. It would seem that her mother gave birth to nobody. Recording ends. All Olive's Archives statements are licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike 4.0 International License, just as the Magnus Archives, the source material for the statements. Thanks for listening.